Kyle McGrew. It's crazy that we're recruiting so well, but our record doesn't show. Nebraska just needs to take one day at a time, build the confidence, and one win at a time. Exactly. That's what and I just talked about it. It's easy to start, looking ahead to Oklahoma, and that's the game, and that's the key to what is going to happen going forward, right? This week is we have Georgia Southern coming to Lincoln. It's going to be a night game, so that's going to be a pretty interesting matchup, right, between them and Georgia Southern. I think, like I said, this has all the makings of if they come out and play the same way they did today, could be a trap game, right? I don't think they lose it, okay? I don't think they lose the game. I think they're going to win it, but they have to come in focused. They have to settle down 1-1. Let's take it week by week, and let's come out and beat Georgia Southern, right? Let's see. Let's keep getting some more thoughts in here of what you guys think Nebraska needs to do going forward, and we'll probably have a little bit more time. Then we'll probably go ahead and wrap the show up here. Here we go. Chad Shepard. I want to see the quarterback run game still in the offense. It helps with the numbers game. I think Nebraska can still go 8-4. 100%. 100%. You have to. I mean, if they can start keying, as far as if they can come in and they can start keying it, right? And they start keying down inside and biting down and, walking guys into the box, and you start hitting them with that little, read option game and running the ball or doing whatever you want to do like that, right? It's just another wrinkle that you're going to be able to throw out to other teams there, and Chad said it exactly right. You got to be able to run the ball. But you also have to be able to mix it well, right? It's so hard sometimes to find a great quarterback that can throw the ball really well, who can also run it, right? That's the key. It feels like guys are, he's either a really dynamic athlete, he can go out and he can run the ball really well, but his passing's a little or, he can throw the ball really well, but he just doesn't make those elite runs, right? You just want to see somebody that can do just enough in the run game to get you probably 5-7 yards when you need it, and be able to throw the ball downfield. I mean, that, without having to worry about turnovers, right? That's the big thing, right? Let's see here. We're going to jump it back to Wade Farr. Fix letting teams run right through the middle next week. 100%. Absolutely. We said that at the top of the broadcast, Wade, you got to be able to stop letting guys run the football on you. I don't have the numbers right in front of me for what Northwestern did last week, but it was a lot in this game. Again, let's see. I had it pulled up over here. They gave up 175 rushing yards. Nebraska did towards North Dakota. And the eye-popping stat of that, by the way, was the 5.3 yards per carry, right? That's what we can't have happen. As it was, and I'll say this, I mean, it's tough to really predict what North Dakota wanted to do today, from their offensive style. What they did, they were able to sort of mix it up a lot, right? They threw the ball 37 times and they ran it 33 times. They were pretty balanced, right? So that's really difficult. We're going to be playing Georgia Southern next week, and I think that's a matchup that should be a little bit better for us. From all intents and purposes, Georgia Southern, they went out and got Western Kentucky's offensive coordinator, from last year. Now, Western Kentucky ranked number 2 in the country as far as total offense was concerned. They went out and they got a quarterback from Buffalo who transferred in, who is going to be their starter. All signs point towards they're going to try to throw the ball. They're going to try to drop back and throw the ball. So O'Shawn Mathis, Caleb Tanner, Garrett Nelson, Stephon Wynn, those guys up front can all sort of, pin their ears back and feast, right? The one thing you certainly don't want to have happen going into the Southern game is all of a sudden Matt Breida comes back to Georgia Southern and they just start running the ball again, right? That's the one thing you don't want to have happen. So hopefully, but you also got to play. You also have to play, pass coverage too. I mean, it was very early in the game, and just like in the Northwestern game, there was a guy wide open. I mean, streaking right across the field. It was almost the same play, and their quarterback, North Dakota's quarterback, he was getting pressured a little bit. He just missed him. He missed it. It's one of those things where I played quarterback before, and sometimes you see a guy wide open, and you don't know what to do. You get excited, and then your release point, is all over the place, right? And so, man, it's tough, right? So they're going to have to definitely, put the clamps down in their secondary as well. Let's see here. We're going to go back to Star Trek. I think I'm saying that right. I keep saying Asylum. Is that Elysium? Well, you know what it is. That's the most important part. After watching today and also seeing Illinois, Purdue, and Indiana play, it's kind of scary. I think we can. Let's see. I think we can play them, but their offenses are well polished, like Notre Dame. But but with that D1 time. Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. North Dakota, not Notre Dame. Habits. Yeah, I see exactly what you're saying there, Star Trek. I think it's yeah, Illinois, Purdue, and Indiana. I mean, their offenses are good, but again, it all goes back to Nebraska. Nebraska is one of those teams, and I think we all know it. They play up or down to whoever they play. They're a team that will go in and they'll play Ohio State really close, and it'll be a 1 or 2 possession game. Or they'll play Michigan, who goes on to go to the college football playoff last year, and it's a field goal game. And then they jump into games like this, you know what I mean, or Northwestern, or Rutgers, or whoever, right? And it's a really close game. So, let's see here. Let's see. NCAA playoff, watching Purdue, Penn State, and Illinois, Indiana. The Big Ten West looks like it's going to be a lot more challenging this year. Will Nebraska be able to get 6+ wins this year? I certainly hope so. Listen, I don't want to be negative or anything like that, but again, all this year, and this starts setting up the bigger picture here. I don't know what the numbers got to be, for Scott Frost this year. I know they talked about it internally. I don't want to put the number out there. I feel like that's kind of unfair to him almost, right? It's to me when I look at this, my season projections, I think they're going to win. I had them going 7-5, right? That was where I kind of pegged them at. I think they can certainly still get there. They're going to have to probably win 6+ games this year for Scott Frost to keep his jobs. I mean, honestly. So that's the number I would imagine. Like you said, Purdue, Penn State, Illinois, Indiana, they're all going to be tough outs. But again, I mean, the defense, they just need one game. They just need that one game, and Southern could certainly be that game for them. I mean, Clay Helton, unless he turns into the Scott Frost, the reverse Scott Frost, he wasn't that great of a coach at USC, right? So he's, and like I said, if he comes to a smaller school in the South and all of a sudden gets hot, and outperforms expectations, then then great, right? But I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen in year one. So the advantage to me, even from a coaching standpoint, goes to Scott Frost, right? So I think this next game, Georgia Southern, could be the launching point for the team, where you start to get a little bit of confidence as far as tackling is concerned, when you start getting a lot more confidence in the pass rush game. And I see what they're trying to do on offense too. I mean, they're trying to get Casey Thompson going early, and I kind of liken it back to when Cam Newton was at Auburn, right? When Cam Newton was at Auburn, they talked about in the smaller games, the FCS games, they wanted to throw the ball a lot. They wanted to get him on the same page as the wide receivers when he transferred in his first year, right? And that's exactly what, that's exactly, what got them going that year and sparked that magical run for Auburn back in the day. And this is kind of what I feel like they're trying to do with Casey Thompson, right? They don't want to run the ball, they don't want to run the ball 40 times a game. They want to be able to drop back and throw the ball at will on teams. And that starts by, you got to be able to drop back and throw it. And that starts in these FCS games that we're playing, like against North Dakota. That's part of it, right?